In the top stories, Prime Minister Drew says Cuban doctors fairly treated, praises Cuba's role in regional health care. Jamaica to establish shelter for male victims of human trafficking, and Hezbollah indicates it won't join the war between Israel and Iran. Welcome to the ZIZ Midday Newscast. Today is Monday, the 23rd of June, 2025, and I am Jasmine Thomas. Cuban healthcare professionals contracted by the government of St. Christopher and Nevis receive fair remuneration and benefits in accordance with the law. This assurance was given by Prime Minister and Minister of Health, the Honorable Dr. Terence Drew, during Friday's edition of ZIZ's The Edge.
I would reiterate that the Cuban healthcare professional is treated like our own healthcare professional at all levels. Remuneration is exactly the same. They pay their social security, and at some point they will qualify. If they pay into, they qualify just like any other contracted worker. The other thing is, when they're here, we give them access to housing and transportation to get to the hospital. They also have access to their travel document. They can travel anytime. And the contract that we set up is directly with the Cuban professional, so that they open their own bank account and we deposit that money into their bank account. I would reiterate.
Dr. Drew was at the time commending the Republic of Cuba for its significant contribution to the advancement of health care in the region, particularly for its vital role in the fight against COVID-19 pandemic.
None of us would have made it through COVID during that most difficult time had it not been for the Cuban healthcare professionals. And so we understand that Cuba and some of the specialists we have at the hospital are Cubans, and they're helping tremendously. But we don't only contract Cuban healthcare professional who come directly from Cuba, but we have Cuban healthcare professionals who we contract independently, who do not come from Cuba, who probably live in St. Kitts and Nevis or live in the United States, and we contract them to come to St. Kitts and Nevis to work in our healthcare sector. For example, the ophthalmologist who is here is a direct contract with her. And we have that for one of the nephrologists, who is the kidney doctor, a direct contract. So we have a number of healthcare professionals with whom we have direct contract.
Prime Minister Drew's comments follow the Bahamas' announcement of its intention to terminate contracts with Cuban healthcare professionals, a decision revealed by Bahamian Health Minister Michael Darville during a parliamentary address on the 16th of June after discussions with the U.S. government. Congratulations are in order for St. Kitts and Nevis cricketer Mikhail Louis, who was named West Indies Players' Championship Player of the Year for the 2023-2024 season. The award capped a remarkable year for the talented cricketer, who in 2024 also became the first Kittitian to play Test cricket for the West Indies senior men's team. Mikhail was the top run scorer in the 23-24 season with 682 runs at an average of 48.71 from 14 innings. Joining the many persons congratulating the West Indian batsman was Minister of Sport, the Honorable Samuel Duggins, who said, "Big congratulations to Mikhail Louis. I want to take a moment to give a big shout out to our very own Mikhail Louis, who has just been named West Indies Championship Player of the Year 23-24. Mikhail, this is a massive achievement and one you've truly earned. Watching you rise and represent not just St. Kitts and Nevis, but the entire region has been nothing short of inspiring." Meanwhile, Mikhail is currently preparing with the West Indies Test team for their 3-match series against Australia that begins on the 25th of June at the Kensington Oval in Barbados. Lawson Hendrickson was convicted in the High Court on the charge of inflicting grievous bodily harm with intent following an incident that left Mr. Edward Halliday with serious injuries. The ruling was handed down by His Lordship Justice Ian Morley KC. The offense stems from an altercation on the 13th of April in 2023, during which Halliday suffered significant harm. Hendrickson pleaded guilty to the charge on the 22nd of November in 2024. On sentencing, Justice Morley imposed a custodial sentence of 35 months. However, this sentence has been suspended on the condition that Hendrickson does not commit any further offenses. Should he breach this condition, the full sentence will be enforced. In addition to the suspended sentence, Hendrickson was ordered to pay compensation in the amount of $75,000 to Mr. Halliday. The payment must be made by the 20th of December 2025. Failure to comply with the compensation order will result in 12 months imprisonment. The Royal St. Christopher and Nevis Police Force reaffirmed its commitment to the fair administration of justice and emphasized continued collaboration with the Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions and the judiciary in addressing serious crimes and ensuring accountability. On the regional scene, plans are underway by the government to establish Jamaica's first shelter dedicated to supporting boys who are victims of human trafficking. This initiative is being spearheaded through a partnership between the Ministry of National Security and the Ministry of Culture, Gender, Entertainment and Sport through its Bureau of Gender Affairs, BGA. Gender Minister Honorable Olivia Grange made the disclosure during the ministry's recent Outstanding Father Awards ceremony at the Jamaica Pegasus Hotel in New Kingston. Against the backdrop of shelter services primarily catering to female victims, Minister Grange acknowledged the growing public concern over the absence of comparable facilities for males. The shelter will serve as a safe haven, providing specialized support and rehabilitation services to help young male survivors of trafficking to heal, recover, and reintegrate into society. And now for a look at news on the international scene. Hezbollah has indicated it will not enter the ongoing conflict between Israel and Iran at this time. In his first public comments since the United States became involved in the escalating war, the group's leader, Naim Qassem, said Hezbollah stands ready to support any decision made by the Lebanese state aimed at halting Israel's military actions. In remarks published Monday by Al-Ahad, a media outlet affiliated with the Iran-backed group Qassem warned that the attacks on Iran would carry a high cost and endanger the entire region. He also condemned recent threats by U.S. President Donald Trump against Iran's supreme leader, Ali Khamenei, calling them a vile act and a sign of weakness. Qassem's comments suggest Hezbollah is seeking to avoid direct involvement in the conflict while maintaining its alignment with Iran and readiness to act if required by Lebanese authorities. And now for the weather. Present weather is cloudy with dust haze. Winds are moderate to 16 miles per hour from an easterly direction. Seas are 1.2 to 2.1 meters or 4 to 7 feet. Therefore, small craft operators should exercise caution. The weather forecast for today predicts partly cloudy skies with a moderate chance of showers. Tonight is expected to be partly cloudy with a 60% or moderate chance of showers. Sunset today will be at around 6:48 and the sunrise tomorrow morning will be at about 5:38. And that brings us to the end of the ZIZ Midday newscast. Join us this evening for these stories and more in detail. Thank you for tuning in. I am Jasmine Thomas. God bless you.